everything DJI is just so much better. It's like intuitive.
Well built. Can hear the sound.
Shove it in the hole.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
So what's up since last week?
So I got some new customers. I launched on Product Hunt.
Let's go. Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
How was that?
It didn't, I didn't really have any expectations, honestly.
Did you bot it? Because a lot of people on Product Hunt like pay for bots to get to the top 3.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Like, I honestly don't know anything about Product Hunt. And it was the first time that I had launched something there. And listening to Peter Level's talk, he's like, when he talks about launching a product, he's just like, well, you just put it on Product Hunt and then it goes to the top of the page. And then you just
number 1.
Just put it on Reddit and it gets to the front page of the internet and then you get all your customers.
Yeah.
So I had like 11 people upvote it. It was probably like ranked like 100th for the day, something like that. But I did get 2 customers, non-paying, but now I have 25 customers. And so I'm just going to reach out to them directly and be like, yo, what do you think?
Yeah.
What can I do to service you better? Right.
Are you like, do you have like screen recording set up so you can watch like how they use the product?
Watch how the user uses the product? No, I don't.
So you just have no idea what happens when they send it?
I can see through the webhooks. I can see if they're sending emails or not. And I can see the emails that they send. So I can see like the test emails that they send to themselves.
Okay.
But no one's paid. So they haven't unlocked the scheduling service yet.
Does anyone use it actively?
No. And it's pretty much they come in, they sign up. Sometimes they send a test email and then that's it. And so, I mean, that's pretty clear signal of what I already knew.
Yeah.
Which is that the automated email itself, the product itself wasn't that great and it has to be better.
So what are your takeaways?
So get confirmation from the customer, but I need more feedback. So the takeaway is like, people aren't going to sign up for this unless I do a much bigger marketing push, right? To get more feedback, but I have to actually make the email itself better, which isn't that hard to do. So doing more product work.
Build a better product.
Build a better product. Yeah.
Cool.
Because what's weird is that the feedback that I get is like, this is a great idea. Like, people would love this. And then nobody, there's no customers there for it. It's like outsiders like me thought this was a great idea.
Yeah.
But the target demographic is like, why do I need this? It's sort of a weird catch-22.
Asking people for feedback and idea is almost pointless in my mind because there's so many different incentives at play. Yeah. Even if they're a stranger, for them to say, oh, that's a great idea. Like maybe they're just supportive. Maybe they're not in your target demo. Maybe it's a good idea, but they would never pay for it. So it always feels like the best way to do is to test it in the market. Yeah. No,
which
is what you're doing now.
It's the best feedback you can get. Nobody's paying for it. Like that's good signal.
Yeah. Like the market will be as savage as it wants.
And I like that.
About your feelings.
I really like that, honestly, because I knew in my heart, like that it wasn't great, that this was an MVP.
Yeah.
And so it's telling me what I need to do, which is like make it better.
So a lot of people have this strategy of launching a new product every month, but then there's other people that say you need to be persistent on the same product and just iterate. How are you thinking about that, those 2 different directions and how to...
Yeah, it's a great question because I have so many things that I want to do.
Yeah.
And so I want to do both. There's the marketplace thing. My buddy wants to do this LLM chatbot that negotiates contracts with influencers, which is sort of in the same space as well. And then the whole thing that you could utilize, which is like push a button to launch a brand, right? We can like crowdsource distribution or whatever, but something that helps creators launch brands,
right?
Or anyone launch a brand.
Right.
Those are all, it's all in the same ecosystem, right? Now, but I'm sitting on this email product and I do think the value of the email product is much greater than what I'm charging for right now if it was to be a good product, right? Like what would you pay a human to write your email newsletter for you a month? If it's a really good one, you might pay him $500 a month, right?
For sure.
And so the whole value of software is to do the job of a human, but at no additional cost, per user. And so I should be able to create a software product that writes something as good as a human and I can charge people $500 a month
100%
to do it. Right.
Right.
And so instead of having a shitty product that I'm trying to get people to pay $5 for, spend a little bit more time and charge them $100, charge them $250.
So it sounds like you want to do it both, like iterate on the current product and...
Yeah. Well, you want to help me decide?
I feel like based on my limited experience, it comes down to instinct on whether you think like whatever idea it is worth, has like the maximum upside.
Yeah.
Like you always have to be weighing your current investment, like sunk cost with future opportunity cost, with like the current market landscape, and doing this like calculation of you, Brian, the next 30 days, what is the best use of your time? And that's hard to do. Like, are you a quitter early if you drop the product, or is that just smart because you working on this next product is actually the right thing and you just need to let this old thing go and it served its purpose?
Yeah, it's hard because we're doing like things that leverage up media and code, right? And so there's the compounding efforts of my time, right? And so it might take another 6 months to get a really good automated email, because email it's sort of tricky, right? It has to have the voice of the brand. It has to have certain inputs where you're actually like talking about something that a customer wants to read about. It can't just be the last 8 videos you posted. It can't just be the new products that I have, with new copy.
Yeah.
Right. That's just, it's a marketing email, and that's not what newsletters are. Anyone can do a marketing email.
Mm-hmm.
So it would take a lot of effort to make that. Now,
when you originally set out to build this idea, I feel like your hypothesis was people will pay to have just their latest 5 videos sent in an email.
Yeah.
And based on what you're saying now, based on user feedback, you don't think that's the case. You've now pivoted to hypothesizing that people need their newsletters automated, not just these lists of videos that they posted.
You're making a good point, and you're right. Like that was my hypothesis. And I think there are still some people that would pay for that. It's just finding those people, and is the marketing effort worth the $5 monthly payment that they're going to sign up for? Because that's what the product is valued at right now.
You essentially haven't validated the product.
Yeah. So, we're going to do that this week. So this week I'm going to blast as much as I can some videos, which I haven't done yet. I haven't like directly done marketing for the app in the same vein as you've done with the Oasis app, which is like green screen videos. I'm probably just going to like boost a bunch of them as well, just to like try to get 100,000 eyeballs aggregate on them to see how many clicks I can get and how many signups I get out of that, and then how many paying customers I get out of that. Out of 100,000 eyeballs, if I can get 1 or 2. Yeah. No, honestly, like that's like, I know it's a low bar, but like you're proving that someone will pay for the thing that you've built.
Yeah, that's interesting. My question is going to be like, how many users do you need until you have enough data to decide like if this is valuable or not? This is an open-ended question. I don't know. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, at its current price, $5 a month, I would like for it to be meaningful to me. Yeah. I would want 1,000 users, right?
And you've had how many people test it?
25.
So that's kind of your goal, is to get 1,000 people in your product.
Well, I wanted 1,000 paying customers, which at this current rate, let's say I need another 75 to get 1 paying one.
But you don't know what that number is. That's like, what my question is.
Yeah.
Is how many free people do you need to have funneled through your MVP to decide if it's validated or not? And I'm curious to know, because like I launched this new app and we've had about 75 downloads and no conversions.
Yeah.
So how many, like, do we need 1,000? Like, is 1,000 a number? Because that would be helpful for us to launch future projects. Just like if we launch and we send 1,000 people through the product, is that the minimum we need to start then pulling data from those users to iterate? And then should we do nothing until those 1,000 users go through? Or if 100 users go through, should we just go back to the drawing board and continue iterating?
So the way I think about it is it's a conversion rate, right? Everything's a conversion rate at different parts of the funnel. And if I can get 100 people to try it and I can get 1 conversion out of it, that's a 1% conversion rate. And to me, that's no good. I would want a 5% conversion rate. In my head, that's what I think a good number is. And so if I can get 100 people to test it and 5 people to purchase, I think there's something there. But if 100 do and only 3 buy, I feel like even that, I'm like, it's not good enough as is. And back to your original question, like, do I spend more time building the product or do I shift to something else? Do you have a number in mind for you for this new one?
For the new one?
And are you thinking about it the same way, or are you thinking about just getting the feedback?
I'm fairly confident this idea is going to work. So I guess like I know the tweaks of the app I want to make based on those 70 downloads of the app.
Okay.
And so I'm probably willing to do it.
But how do you know that?
How do I know what tweaks to make?
Yeah.
Just from using the product.
Oh, okay. It's not feedback that you got from the 70 downloads.
No, which would be more helpful. But I use the product to film the videos, and I can just tell like where the drop off is.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd be probably willing to like keep iterating for like 3 months. Yeah. And after 3 months of daily videos, iterating the product and nothing hits, like probably don't have a product.
Okay. So you've done all the videos yourself so far?
Yeah.
I think what I want to do is like have this thing on the side, and it was a learning experience for me, right? Like I built it from scratch. I learned about different pieces of technology, how to integrate AI into an app and create a workflow, cron jobs, right? Like learning all of the React stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you did it the best way. You learned by actually building and deploying a project.
Yeah. But even now, like when I go to build another one, I'm going to do it the same way, but now I feel like I need to learn Cursor. And it's not, I mean, it's pretty easy to pick up, but I feel like even let's say I launched this in July and it's September. So like 2 months ago, within those 2 months that I launched this app, the way that people are launching apps now is like almost completely different, right? Because Cursors come out and everyone is in like the V0 Cursor, and like Shad CN is now more integrated into Vercel and everything, right? Like all the things that I use are sort of more tightly integrated. And so I feel like I need to like learn that, which is, it's time, like whatever. It'll take like a week or two or like 10 hours or so to like get in the rhythm.
It'll 10x your productivity.
Right. And so then it unlocks, what does it unlock? Like, well, building more stuff, more new ideas and more shots on goal, which is what I want. And I'm like, keep talking myself into ditching the product that I have and like launching another thing.
This is something we've talked about too. I think you and I, even if we had success, we always want to be tinkerers. Like there's so much value from a business level, but just fulfillment from always being on the cutting edge of where stuff is and experimenting with it.
Yeah.
Rather than outsourcing it all to devs.
Yeah.
As soon as you can.
Because you don't know until you've kind of like dabbled with it yourself, right? Like you don't know how to tweak the GPT-4 Turbo API unless you're in there in the code playing around with it. And so you can never be a CTO, reading about stuff.
Like our jobs almost became more intense as more and more AI tools come out, because our job is to see through the noise, but we're constantly being bombarded with new tools at an accelerating rate.
Yeah.
So we have to decipher these things and make decisions faster than ever.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. So even though it's technically easier, like the real value is looking at tomorrow's tools and the next day's tools and figuring out how to best use those and keep up with them all.
And then taking these tools and having your team use those tools.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, it's cool. Today, something I did is I sat down and didn't take that long, I suppose, but 30 minutes writing a good blog article generating prompt that could decipher scientific articles and only spit out pure facts without hallucinating. And then I did that, and then I handed it off to my VA who writes the articles. And then now he's going to use that prompt.
Oh, sick. Okay.
So it's almost that scenario of like I sat down, used the latest version of Claude, experimented for a bit with these tools, and then passed them on to the team. And now he's going to write articles in 5 minutes versus 5 hours.
Can you explain that workflow really quick? Because that is something that Content Square could do in terms of like automating an email newsletter workflow. It's hard because you're ingesting what? You're ingesting all of the documents from the companies, the water reports and everything.
This is for like when the like research comes out about there's 200,000 microplastics in 1 liter of bottled water.
Okay. So it's a study that gets published.
We want to like decipher the information and share it with our users and community to like provide value holistically in the world of health. So when new stuff comes out like that, we'll take that article and research new articles. A great tool to research other related articles is Perplexity.
Yeah.
You just turn on the pro switch and it just does this recursive agent of 20 steps and it'll find you the most relevant articles, links to the articles. Now we have 5 to 10 articles that are scientifically backed around this subject matter. Download all of those, make sure they're all peer reviewed and legitimate, attach them all to a Claude prompt, and then say, this is what the article's about. Like, here's our tone of voice. Here's the steps of how to write this article, like generate.
Nice.
And that's basically the workflow.
What's your cost per email?
My cost per email?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, you have to pay the VA to like put the stuff together.
Oh, we don't email yet.
Oh, wait. So what are you doing?
These are just blog articles.
So it's a blog that's going to go on the site.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's like another thing to.
Well, what's the cost per blog then?
In terms of the VA's time?
Yeah.
It was like, I've never done the calculation, probably like $20, $25.
But it takes them, that's an hour, or that's their total aggregate time?
It would take them 5 hours.
Okay.
So 5 times 25 or something like that. But so now it's like, I guess, $5. But then when we post the information around those studies, the videos go so viral that it's worth it. It's like.
Then you're doing a video on the blog.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we also paywall the articles. So it's like this whole formula.
Oh, that's perfect. That's awesome. And that's fucking cheap as shit.
Yeah, it's a system, man.
Dang, dude. No, that's awesome. That's
it used
genius.
to be, I would say it used to cost like $1,000 because I would do it. And if I value my time at over $100 an hour, I would spend that long researching the articles, looking at them, rewriting them, and then uploading them.
Yeah.
And now it's gone down to a few dollars.
That's so crazy. That's a cool little flywheel that you have, though. And that's like a little flywheel for customer retention or new customer acquisition as well.
I think that's what finding product market fit is like with these indie apps, is just how can you tie the design of the product into the marketing itself, and then you just create this perpetual flywheel.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm going to take a stab at this week and like do some marketing like that. But like, that's something that I would steal.
Yeah.
For like, this is what I have done for like my career, which is, hey, there's a business process. Let me automate it. Right. And you have a little business process that you've driven down to basically zero. But is there a way to make it actually zero? For you, I guess it wouldn't be beneficial because like you're paying $5 a blog. Like
at this point, I would want to work on increasing conversions because each conversion is $47.
Yeah.
So at this point, the cost is so low. Like
I'm just saying other companies that are like in your similar position where like there's a flywheel that they'd like to do, but they don't have the time to do it. And they don't have the time to set up the whole little micro infrastructure that you've created that has the VAs and help like create the blog or, create the prompt for the blog and everything.
Yeah.
Are
you pitching your analytics idea?
Well, not the analytics idea, but it's like, it's what Content Squared should be, which is hyper particular or hyper segmented towards the individual consumer, right? You're doing a blog post that's specific to your brand. And so like, you can't just pull stuff out of the ether and put it back out there. It has to be curated.
Yeah.
And so you have to, in order for me as Content Squared providing automatic emails, do better at curation for you.
Just personalization.
Personalization. Yeah. But the problem is that your cost of curation or your cost of personalization is so low. It's like essentially zero now because you spent 10 hours coming up with a workflow.
Yeah.
That like, there's no reason why you'd pay a service to automate that away.
Unless you like create a specialized service around a specific niche. Like for example, ChatGPT's memory is now so good that I use it to save my contact information, like new people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll be like, I met Bob. He runs a clothing company, and I met him at.
Oh, that's sick.
And then in 2 days, I'm like, oh, I should reach out to Bob about creating hoodies for this new campaign.
You're doing it straight up with the GPT-4 memory, and you're not even doing anything else.
And like you used to have to create it in the same thread, but now you just open it up and like you just say it in a new thread, and it'll remember all the things from your previous threads.
Have you cleared out your memory? Because I reached a point at one time where I had so much app stuff. I'm like, remember that I used Next.js 14 app router and not Next.js 13.
Yeah.
And so I had to clear that shit out.
Yeah. No, I haven't done that. It's a good call.
Because there is the context window and GPT-4 isn't the best.
Yeah, this is interesting.
But contact information is like super light.
It's almost like deprogramming yourself. Now it's like letting go of past traumas and beliefs. You don't have to do that with your little AI tools.
Yeah. But like I used the memory the other day. I just said like, hey, do you remember the app that I was building? Can you write me 10 hooks for TikTok videos? And it's like, yeah, Content Squared is an email automation app. And then it gave me 10 ideas.
So sick.
But what was I going to say? What's crazy about that is that like, that's an app idea for somebody. And like people are out there building that, which is literally like a note taker or like a contact list or a personal AI assistant that you can just like talk to and it remembers things. And that this like ChatGPT out of the box just does that. And you're just using it organically.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's not the best experience because ideally, like at the top, I would see a list of my most recent contacts.
Yeah.
Right. It could like hyper specialize my solution.
Yeah.
So it's good for generic things, but every single use case of ChatGPT, there'll probably be a service around it.
Yeah. That's why it's like, you don't want to do the whole ChatGPT wrapper thing because it's just going to become integrated into a button on the UI.
Yeah. I mean, still today I see a new fitness workout diet generation app, and they're all doing thousands of dollars a month.
Like the whole Cal AI sort of thing, like similar vein.
Yeah, or literally generate a personalized workout plan for you.
Yeah.
And they just get there through like drilling down their niche on TikTok. Like they just pick a niche of can't pay for a personal trainer or like get the biggest legs ever.
Yeah. That's why it's all freaking marketing, dude. It's all freaking marketing, super duper niche, and then find that audience.
Yeah, and then you go and use half these tools and they're not even good. Like the AI content generation tools, like you spent like hours deep diving in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're all terrible.
Yep. You know what else is terrible? I actually wanted to talk about this. What the fuck is going on with big tech? Everything in big tech sucks. I just got this iOS update and I asked Siri the other day, I said, what's the weather in Beverly Hills? And she gave me the weather in Beverly Hills, Australia. And I can't get the weather until I can't get the weather until I unlock my phone. And then like just beyond Apple. So, okay, maybe the ChatGPT integration that on the next phone will help a little bit. I'm skeptical, or I'm like bullish on that. But Amazon is a fucking shit show now. There's nothing good on Amazon. It's been that way for a while, but it's just inundated with horrible products. Google, for Caleb's app, I'm trying to connect Firestore to BigQuery, two Google products. Yeah. Why is it so hard to connect two Google products together? It's easier for me to like plug my Apple device into like a Samsung monitor than an Apple device to anything than it is to connect two Google products together. Yeah. And then you kind of go down the list, like Netflix show recommendation has been asked forever. So like what is going on with big tech and like Google search also, right? It's like it's not usable. Mm-hmm. The only reason why you would ever use Google search now is if you know the exact name of your product and you just don't know the domain, right? Because you just get like the 20 blue links now and it's completely worthless. Just go to Perplexity or ChatGPT.
If you would have told me 5 years ago that all these big tech tools would start to get like overruled by these new companies, I would never have believed you because they had such a head start.
Yeah. But Google invented freaking AI.
Yeah. And now like I use Perplexity, ChatGPT, Claude, and these other AI tools like far more than I use any of these services. And I would guess it's because if you're smart, why would you ever work for a big tech company?
Yeah.
Like the smartest people, they follow opportunity and there's no opportunity or not as much at these companies. They're all starting their own things.
There's a lot of opportunity if you want to be like an email employee where you just like do nothing and you show up and you get free breakfast and you get a paycheck and you get like the Google badge.
Yeah. Your life is set. It's set, but that's not the smartest people that make it.
Exactly. Yeah. So the problem is, and my theory is like, it's not going to be reflected in the S&P 500, right? Like these stock prices aren't going down because all the companies that I just named are doing the cloud computing and they're building the LLMs. And in Apple's case, they have the device that everyone who purchases consumer products uses. They own the marketplace for all of the other startups like us. Like we need to use Amazon recognition to do whatever ML computer vision. We need Google Cloud to process our SQL queries. We need Microsoft to host all our data, right? And like, there's no startup that's like taking cloud compute away from AWS.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few in the works, right? Like that might not be true in 10 to 20 years.
Unless, like one of these freaking quantum computing companies comes out with something and then like literally all of that, like all the FANG companies could go away if that happened. But I just think for the foreseeable future, like we're stuck with like shitty products because they don't care about the user product anymore. They care about money, and the money is coming from the compute that people are running through their AI apps that we're all building. And like, that's where they see the value is. They're going to make the entire startup ecosystem, run off of them. And they don't have to make good products. You all little people go out and make your startups and make your hundreds of millions of dollars. We're going to sit back and print money off the compute and make trillions of dollars.
It's a struggle I hear with the latest iPhone. It's rough.
Really?
No, sarcasm. But yeah, I get you.
I'm actually excited for this latest iPhone for the first time in a while.
Yeah, all the AI stuff is going to be sick. If they can change Siri, that will make my day.
Yeah.
Every morning I wake up and tell Siri, because I don't want to look at my phone, like start a 10-minute timer so I can meditate.
Oh, nice.
So it says, okay, 10-minute timer started. Perfect. 10 minutes later, it just has this most obnoxious alarm ever. And they go, hey, Siri, turn off the timer. And it goes, there's no timer set. It continues to beep. You have to log in and like manually turn it off. It's just dumb.
Yeah. Siri
yeah, exactly.
sucks. Siri, we're not talking to you.
Yeah, it's wild. Okay.
So that was my rant on big tech. Did you have anything you want to bring up? What are you working on this week?
Any rants? This week I'm hiring a full-time developer. I'm going to have him do 80% Oasis and then 20% a new project that I'm working on to get to an MVP, and then ideally start like the marketing iteration cycle.
Is this a new?
Yeah, this is a different one.
Nice. New.
Yeah, the struggle is the marketing can't be scaled as fast. So that's the current journey problem that I'm working on.
Oh yeah. So you were talking about the problem of the face and who's the face of the organization.
Yeah, because the best way to market a product is on social media and to create a story around it and let it take over. But it's kind of weird if you're the face of 5 different accounts and it takes up so much time. So
I don't think it's weird, but it does take up a lot of time because they're not all linked back to your personal account. Different target demographics, I'm assuming.
I suppose.
But still, it's a lot of filming on your part.
It's a lot of time, but it's so critical that something that we're doing with the app that we launched is he is going out and finding a list of all the concept videos that we're going to do, like different style videos, and we put it into this Google sheet. So we have this like matrix of style of video, hook, and then like metrics. And we basically have a different, like thousands of different video combinations that we're going to hit 3 a day and track, all right, what type of video with what hook is the formula. And then ideally we'll get to a point over the next few weeks where we have 5 to 10 types of videos and hooks that just crush every single time. And we can target a different niche.
That's awesome.
For example, like I just found X for so-and-so, or I couldn't pay for this. So I created an app that does that, and just figuring out the right combo of that. And then once we get that formula down, I feel like it's easier to outsource it.
Yeah.
Because we've done the most valuable work of creatively finding the product market fit when it comes to marketing.
Yeah.
And then we can just go to affiliates and say,
the content market fit.
Yeah. CMF. We can go, yo, these videos hit every time. We just basically want to pay you for your face, and our conversion rate is X. Like, this is the offer. And we'll just go to all the affiliates in this space and just hit them up.
Now, where are you going to go to find those people?
They're on our feed. So another thing that I started doing is every new project, I curate the feed based on the target customer. So for example, if I were to create like an airplane app, I would create my For You page to only have like pilots or people that love airplanes. And that way you can get like, you'll come across other influencers.
You find the people
in the space.
that you need.
Yeah. And you can just scroll through and be like, yep, and just DM them.
I wish there was an easier way to sort of optimize your algorithm other than creating a new page and following people that are in that niche.
Well, now it's annoying because TikTok will follow your algorithm across all of your pages. I've noticed this.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Which I guess is a good user experience, but it's not great for hacking the system.
But I'm like, I don't want to see myself. I don't even follow myself. Why are you showing me?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what you want to see deep down. But yeah, that's the formula. So we created this matrix and found the lowest, highest, like converting videos in the niche. And now we're just running through and seeing which one hits.
Fuck, that sounds like so much fun. This is what I want to be doing every day.
You can be doing it though. We're struggling though right now because I think there's a combination of finding the right content, but also breaking through the algorithm. There's so much content now. It's my theory that these Instagram and TikTok just don't reward you unless you're very persistent. And so the power of persistence has been like a thing in my life recently too.
Have you experienced anything in the past month or 2 months as a change in the algorithm? Because more and more people that I talk to are saying that the algorithm changed and my new followers have dropped. But I'm getting the same amount of views. I'm getting the same amount of shares and likes. But whatever conversion metric that they're looking at has gone down.
Dude, I think that stuff doesn't matter. Like, it's just people trying to make signal from noise that, like, if you create good content at the end of the day, you're going to hit.
That's always been my theory. Yeah. But like when the numbers are the same, you're never going to know. One
thing that is happening overall is I think followers are mattering a little bit less. Like your account is kind of weighted. Like when I post to Oasis, it's going to do a lot better than if I post it to like a 0 follower account.
Yeah.
But still, like even Twitter now, they'll show it to a select amount of people, right? When you post a tweet, and if it hits with those people, it'll go viral.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed Elon posted the other day that it was based more on shares, which is what the Instagram CEO said 2 months ago, that it's based more on shares because they're all trying to copy what TikTok is doing and TikTok's algorithm, which is a black box, which is not based on shares, but it's based on some sort of, I don't know, they're doing some sort of video analysis that we're not privy to.
Which is kind of annoying because in some ways, I feel like bookmarking a content is more valuable. Like if someone bookmarks it, it probably signifies that you gave them something they want to save and do later.
It's more valuable than a like, but share is the most valuable.
But I'm saying to the person, like, but a share is probably
you mean to the user posting that content.
Whereas a share could probably elicit a lot of negative emotions. So it's not as beneficial to people.
No, you're exactly right. And that's like, it's part of the problem with distribution in general, which is like you're trying to provide value, but the value is not necessarily the thing that gets shared or that gains you the distribution. So you have to like walk this dual path where I'm being super entertaining and engaging and like share worthy and like kooky and funny, like something that I want to send to a friend, but also there's like a core product value that I'm getting across.
Yeah. I mean, we experienced that with one of our past podcasts we said some very factual things, in my opinion, but that could be taken the wrong way. Like they were controversial.
Yeah.
And those did the best because people would comment like, I can't believe you said that. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And like that had the most views. So then I have to fight this subconscious want to like go say more crazy pops off.
Yeah.
Because that's not really beneficial.
I'm kind of liken it to those, like the clickbaity videos, like the dopamine hit videos where you've seen the one where like there's a glass jar of marbles going towards the steps and then he just like rolls shit off the steps and it breaks.
Yeah.
And like these accounts will amass millions of followers in weeks. Right. But like, what can you do with that? You can never do anything with that.
Yeah.
And like, what's the point of hacking people's brains if you're not ever going to benefit on the other side?
Yeah.
Just for like a couple pennies per view.
Yeah.
Like that person's not making any real money off of that.
Even if they sold marbles on that account, I feel like they would.
Yeah. Because also there's no competitive moat there. Like any other person can just fucking roll marbles off of their step. So you could sell a product and then it's like, I'm just going to sell the same product. And then instantly everything goes to zero.
So what's your plan for this week?
So I'm going to come up with I would like to get a little mini flywheel, but I just need to put some content out for Content Squared, try to bang out 50 videos, essentially what you're doing, which is like find a little segment, find content market fit and then hand it off to someone who can scale it up a little bit better. And so my job this week essentially is, can I find content market fit with Content Squared for the product that I have right now?
Can I just point out that you still have no customers?
Great, but how do you get customers?
Well, basically, like you've done a bunch of marketing so far and you posted a product on it, you don't have a customer. So why? Yeah, I guess this could be, I'm saying this almost to myself at the same time because I could be hypocritical about this new ad. And because I said I just want to continue marketing it, right?
Yeah.
But if your one goal for the week is to have more marketing, even though you probably know it's not going to convert, like, is that the right use of your time?
I can force more people to sign up, right? I can like do more emailing and I can do more DMing of, of like the one-to-one outreach to get people to sign up, but that doesn't scale. And so.
But neither does marketing to a product that doesn't convert. I get it. Marketing seems more fun, but if you don't have an iteration of the product on the other side, which I don't think you do right now, like you haven't updated the product and you don't have a dev updating the product.
Yeah. But before I do that, like I need the confirmation. I only have 25 and I want 50, right? Like I need another 25 people.
Why do you choose 50?
Because it's double what I have right now. It's just a number in my head. I would like 100.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's just a number. Like,
yeah, I could call it right now. I just want to give it like another good effort. I'm going to go meditate on it, honestly. And like a lot of what I do, because I have limited time, right? We all have limited time.
And we also all have so much time. Like you're
absolutely right. Like 30 minutes is an infinity and like you can accomplish so much in 30 minutes.
Like it's kind of crazy. If you actually plan your day, you can fit so much in.
You're totally true. But you're also like working against the point I'm trying to make right now, which is that like, let me go on a quick tangent, but like success is mitigating your opportunity costs. And so every time you do something, it's something else that you can't do. right? And so if you spend an hour doing this, you can't spend an hour doing that. And that's exactly what we've been talking about for like the last hour. How are you going to spend your time? Is that the most value that you can get out of your time? But when you have limited time, and it even doesn't matter if you have limited time, you have to be motivated, right? I think motivation, I feel like, is something that we haven't really talked about much here, but like, if you are super motivated to do this thing that has 50% efficacy and you're 0% motivated to do this thing that has 100% efficacy, you're better off doing the thing with your 100% motivation. You follow me? Like, if I'm motivated to do marketing and I think it's going to get me a few leads, and I'm not motivated at all to do sales because I just don't want to, that's a bad example. Because like,
I think that's true in some respects, but at the same time, nothing is more motivating than getting to pay a customer.
That's true. But I think motivation,
it's kind of the same thing. Like when you start working out, nothing is more motivating than feeling the progress of your gains or progress of endurance.
Yeah.
That's the same thing as getting a customer. Versus if you only optimize for doing like workouts that you enjoyed, that is super important at the same time, but you're going to have to face a challenge at some point.
You're exactly right. But I think the main product is like, or problem back to where I'm at, is that like, I don't have a paying customer. And so once I find what that thing is that gets it over the hump, I'll do that 1,000 times, because it's going to it's going to make me motivated to do that thing. I just haven't found what that thing is yet. And so I'm sort of like still spraying. Is it product? Is it sales? Is it marketing? Is it content market fit? Is it mass outreach one-to-one directly to influencers?
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be building a better product because no one has heard about it.
How many users have you talked to?
One-on-one?
Or even like
2,
DMs,
3?
Emails.
Or like DM'd?
Yeah.
Hundreds. But it's Instagram and TikTok. And my target demo, once again, is on YouTube, which is why you can't DM on YouTube, which is why I want to make this highly targeted towards shorts. Right? I haven't made a push on shorts yet.
So your content this week is going to be pushing shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
Word up.
So I feel like I want you to just get a customer. So I kind of just want I want this to be
be my customer.
Make a product that I want to pay for. Like, I want this to be an environment where even when we bring other very successful people on, I want like them to roast us. So like we improve.
Yeah.
And just like, I want you to like tear my ideas apart at the same time, because I think that's the best way.
Yeah.
To build better products. So, yeah.
Well, I've got some thoughts on your second app that is not to be named yet, but
okay, you probably can't tell me without contact.
No, I can't tell you. I thought it was like, I can tell you, there's like, I felt like there was too many initial screens before I got
walkthroughs
to the sign up. There was probably like, I felt like there was 10 of them.
That was almost by design. We modeled it after Flow. We modeled it after Flow, the period tracker app.
Oh, okay. And there's like a lot of questions.
They have like a 10-minute questionnaire. Yeah.
Is your target demo more men or women?
Probably women.
It felt like it was more men. And here's like, I worked in the beauty industry. I know a lot of women who are like, know a lot of shit about skincare. Oops. I know a lot of shit about this.
Random example.
And so when you're asking these certain questions, it felt very much like men who weren't tapped into the industry, the way that you were asking about the certain types of things that you use.
Interesting. Okay.
So like, are you in this segment or this segment or this segment? And I'm like, you're missing a couple of segments here. And this isn't even how I would define segments. That's how I was thinking about it.
Yeah. Long term, we want to super hyper personalize the onboarding experience. Like from the first question, there's a different branch based on who you are. But Caleb is out on an island in Brazil and it cannot be contacted. So we can't iterate the product right now.
Damn it.
So similar problem. We can't iterate the product based on user feedback.
There's a fine line between like the hyper personalization and the UI and having like a seamless UI flow.
Yeah. For me this week, onboarding the dev, I think will be a huge unlock, just like onboarding the VAs that do the data. It allow me to like step a step higher in the company and like think more high level. And when it comes to that, I want to think about more how to increase my conversion rate, because I feel like there's a lot of traffic going to Oasis all the time, but in retrospect, I feel like the conversions of views on social, the clicks on the website to paying customers could be a lot better.
Do we know what that is yet? I think we need to install some analytics on Oasis.
Perhaps, yeah. That's another high level thing, is like I want to be spending at least an hour of my day looking at the analytics, watching screen recording, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I don't do. Like that would tell a lot of the story, right?
Yeah.
And it's just not there.
Where do they drop off?
So yeah, just working my way up the system, increasing conversions.
Nice. I love that for you. I feel like I'm working my way down. I like getting to the weeds because I have to get over the hump before I can scale.
Yeah. I mean, you have to find the core product, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I almost can't see anything.
I know. It's getting kind of dark. Good.
Yeah. Sick.
All right.
Love when the sky's like this.
Beautiful. I think this thing fell over halfway through. All right. Good.